Okay, so you're excited and you just received your brand new Nick Station electronic cigarette kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through, give you some tips and how to take care of it, and basically make it a whole lot easier and a lot more enjoyable experience for you. So the first thing we're going to start with the battery. When you get the battery is going to have a partial charge on it, and we're going to show you the first indicator. You're going to want to be able to use the battery, run it completely dead. And there's an indicator light, a rapid flash, letting you know when it needs to be charged. So when it hits that point, I'm going to give you an example. When you hold the light on, it's going to be solid because it has a partial charge, but it has a 10-second cut-off rapid flash, which is going to be the same flash as when it needs to be charged. And this is what it looks like. Just like that. You'll go to hit the button, it'll rapid flash. That's when you need to charge it. So first thing we do, we're going to plug it into a USB charger. And the charger itself will actually have power on it. It's going to have a green light indicating it has power and it's ready to use. So the first thing we're going to go righty-tighty. You don't have to go super tight. Just thread it on until you get the flash, and this is going to turn red, letting you know it needs to be charged. Now, that first charge is really important because it's kind of a memory charge. So you're going to charge it. The first 2-3 hours, the light's actually going to turn green like it's done, but the first charge, you want to do a long 8-hour charge. Or you can leave it on overnight. It's not going to overcharge. So when you're ready to do that, get that first charge out of the way, take it off, you're good to go. You're ready to use it again. So one cycle charge is fine. It already has been cycle charged from the factory, but we want to do one extra one just to make sure we cover our bases. So the next thing, we're going to go on how to use your CE tank that the kit came with. So the first thing you'll notice, it has wicks in it. It works a lot like an oil lamp. It's going to wick liquid into the center coil where it heats up and atomizes the liquid. So the first thing we do is we're going to unthread the top. Pretty easy to do. And you'll notice that inside here there's a couple seals. There's one on the mouthpiece and there's one on the inside here. And you want to make sure you always have those in there. That way you don't have any leakage issues, and it actually performs a lot better. So, get your liquid here. And then we've got your filler bottle. All the kits actually come with a needle injector bottle to make it easier to fill your cartridges and your tanks, and just makes life a lot easier when you're using your Nick Station electronic cigarette products. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some liquid inside here. This actually holds 12 milliliters of liquid, so just like that. And make sure when you're putting this on, sometimes it'll feel a little snug, but you want to get it all the way down so it's nice and tight so it doesn't leak. And you'll notice when you take the top off here on your CE, there's a little hole in the middle, and it looks like you'd want to put the needle down in the center. Well, do not get liquid down inside that center hole, because what will happen is it'll clog it up and you'll have leaking issues all through here. So do not put liquid down that center hole. Always go down the side. So put your needle down the side just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up. And this holds 1.6 milliliters of liquid. It's going to be equivalent to about a pack of cigarettes. So we're going to fill this up. Keep squeezing. And we're going to go all the way up to there's a little center rubber piece. There you go, and stop right there. Oop. Next thing we do is we make sure we put this back on. Nice full seal. Here, a little snap. We thread that back on all the way, righty-tighty. Like that, and you're good to go. Another thing you want to always make sure is you got this little top ring right here actually sometimes will work its way off. It's snapped on, and if it ever does, make sure you just snap that back into place and make sure it's nice and tight, so you always have a really good seal and keep everything nice and clean. Next thing is the battery. I'm going to go back on how to connect it. Now, down the center piece here, you're going to have the center piece in the middle here. That's actually a direct connection to the battery. It's wired in, soldered in. So you always want to keep that nice and clean down there. If you get a lot of gunk build up or liquid, it's always normal to get a little bit of liquid build up. I call it weeping. You'll get that in whenever you use your tanks, your atomizers. It's normal. But always make it a habit, and whenever you take this off, to get down there with a Q-tip or some tissue, maybe a little rubbing alcohol, and keep that nice and clean. That way you always have a good connection. So we're going to thread this on. And make sure to get a good seal, we thread this all the way down till it stops. If you do a partial connection, you'll have some leaking issues and you won't get a good solid connection. So we're going to go all the way down. Now it's ready to use. Now one more thing, this also, the battery has what's called a lockout feature, and that's basically a safety for if you do have it in your pocket or something like that, that when the button's being pushed on, it's not activating and it'll save your battery. So I'm going to show you how to use that. Click it 5 times rapidly, and what it does, as you notice, it locks it so the battery can't be activated. And to just simply turn that back on, do another rapid click about 5 times, and your battery's back working again. Now, one more thing. When you go to take your tank off, being that this is a 2 separate piece, we'll show you how to actually replace the coil. We'll get to that in another segment. But you always grab it here. This is an area where it's made to grip. So we're going to grab it here. Do not grab it here and twist off. You can lose all your liquid. Grab it here. Lefty-loosey. Unthread that. There you go. And that's how you set up your new Nick Station electronic cigarette kit.